Well, I'm glad you're alive.
I am too. This was a surgery that was supposed to take 2 hours, and I wasn't conscious for this, so I don't know what happened. But according to my husband, it took 4.
You got a deal.
Oh yeah, 2 for 1 special. Oh yeah, it was great. But they didn't like pull him in until like hour 3, so he's already freaking out. And I'm already, I was freaked out about this in the lead up to it. And everybody's like, you're going to be fine. It's a routine surgery. It's going to be fine. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to trust the science and it's going to be fine. And it was not fine.
Ultimately, it was fine. But
yes.
Well, was it only not fine for them? Like, was the result what it should?
Oh, the result was fine. The result is exactly what we wanted to happen.
And you were asleep. So who cares?
I was asleep, so I didn't miss any of this. But like I said, I have this image of like my husband waiting in the room, like the waiting room, and it's 2 hours past and nobody says anything. And then it's like 3 hours and then nobody says anything. And then finally someone's like, hey, we need to pull you back here. And I'm sure like he probably like threw up all of his internal organs, or at least that's what I would do. And I know my mom was texting him like, please go find my child because we should have heard back by now. So I guess what happened was I lost a lot of blood, and they had to work to keep whatever blood I had remaining in me, and I needed a transfusion afterwards, and I had to stay in the hospital for a couple of days. I have no idea why I thought I was going to be able to record.
That's why I was like, definitely don't. Let's plan for you not being here because
yeah.
I've witnessed people having surgeries. I mean, not in the room, but it's never just like, and here we are.
Yeah. Well, you have this conception of outpatient surgery, even though mine, I guess, was not outpatient, where, you go in, you come out the same day, and like, you're fine. You can sit up, and talk for an hour.
Yeah, but you never feeling amazing even afterward. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm fine. There's still a bit of pain. So now that Esper's here, I can say, I know Jaffe said that this is supposed to be the fun podcast, but if I laugh too hard, I might actually die. So Frank, I'm talking to you specifically. Don't do any of that shit. And I don't need to tell you
as soon as it became a bit, I just didn't want to do it ever again. So don't worry.
Because if I laugh like that, I will probably pass out from pain. So
it is tempting to be able to say, like, oh, I made someone laugh so hard that
they died.
Well, I'll try my best not to be funny. I'll just
no, be funny. Be funny.
I'm gonna try really hard.
We're having a very dour, down to earth,
very serious podcast this week, I think.
Melancholy.
Yeah. No fun allowed.
Don't you dare throw chunks. This is episode 409 of Insert Credit, the podcast where 3 smart people say things until they're made to stop by a horrible buzzer. I'm guest host Esper Quinn, filling in for Alex Jaffe while he battles zombies, and the last game that I played was Tetris Effect, because the Luminescent Rise demo is already gone.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it is? That's too bad.
That sucks.
I've loaded up the PS5 for the first time in, 2-3 months, and I was like, all right, I'll try Lumines out. And it was not there, so I just fell into a Tetris hole.
That makes sense. I'm Frank Cifaldi, and I'm still currently playing the heck out of Silent Hill F. So that's still the last game that I played. I'm going for ending number 4 currently. That's how into it I am.
That's a lot of them.
Yeah,
that's a lot of them.
Sorry, I know I can. You can't hear my husband. I can, and it's very funny. I can just hear the beats of the baseball game through his reactions. Anyway, I'm Ash Parrish. I have returned from being isekai'd into a world of Hot Monster Men. Game that I've currently been playing is Surviving and Hollow Knight Silk Song. That game got me. I guess it's something to do while I recover from surgery. Not the most recovery-minded game because it's very stressful. So maybe I erred in picking that. Yeah. But I'm having a great time with it, even though it frustrates the hell out of me.
That's a rhythm game, a Silk Song?
No, it is not a rhythm game. It's
oh, okay.
Oh, boy. We'll talk about that later.
So your husband making noise with every beat of the baseball game. It's like every time like someone hits the ball, does it go ah? Like does
It's
it?
Yeah, kind
exactly
of
like
like-
Rhythm Heaven, where it's
Yeah,
Like whenever
on
there's
the
a
beat.
pitch, it goes huh.
Ow.
He's just commentating.
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm Brandon Sheffield, and in an incredibly rare situation that may never happen again in our lifetime, I too am playing the same game as another panelist. I'm playing Silent
Oh
Hilf.
my God.
I'm playing
Oh,
Silent Hilf right now. I'm at the early days of the Hilf,
Mhm.
but it's fun so far. You know, I was going to have Al Yang on this show, creative director and friend of mine, to do a conversation. It was going to be easier before I had played it. Now that I've played it, now I have to ask questions about the game itself. So we'll see if
Yeah.
I can still do that, because now maybe Konami has to approve it, and that's going to
Mm.
be a misery.
Well, they're
Um,
famously cool and understanding about lots of things.
yeah, they
so.
love it.
Is it meeting your expectations, you guys, for Silent Hill?
For me, I'm still very early into it, so it's very hard to say. But
Hmm.
I think I built it up a little too much because I was like, my friend's game.
Mm.
And so for me, it was a little. It's quite different from what I expected, but not necessarily in bad ways. Like, there are parts of it that I am enjoying more than I thought I would, and parts that I'm enjoying less than I thought I would. And it's averaging out to I'm enjoying the game. But it's like very different from what I expected. One specific thing is that I'm not scared at all.
Mhm.
Brandon is unable to be affected by video games emotionally.
Well,
Is it because
or-
you're extremely jaded, or?
No. Silent Hill, the original, scared me while playing it. Silent Hill
Oh.
2 scared me enough that I haven't finished it.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. So this one does not, and there's very specific mechanical reasons for that.
Mm.
Like, I can give you a couple of them. One is with the fighting, the fact that there is a combo, like there's a counter window where you can focus in, and then there's a counter. That means that instead of being scared, I'm
You can
paying
be
attention to a
aggressive.
mechanic,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I'm like solving the puzzle of this combat every time.
No, I was gonna say, like, something I saw about Silent Hill F is like that meme where like the point goes over the guy's head to focus on the other thing, and the point that's going over the head is like, 1960s Japan was like super racist, and the point that he was focusing on is that Japanese schoolgirls can perfect parry. So you might appreciate that, Brandon.
As we all
And then
know.
the other one is like a lot of the other scary stuff is kind of jump scare, things falling over, and sounds happening. But because of one of the things I liked more than I expected, which is exploring and just looking around the world, I'm always hunting for like little items and stuff. And so I'm never, ever looking at the thing that
Correct.
falls over.
I was about to say that. So, yeah, that's my biggest issue is that this is a game that trains you to just run along the borders of the map constantly looking
yeah.
for pickups. And so
Kingdom Hearts style.
all of these
Mm.
like fun and interesting things that happen. I didn't notice maybe any of them until my third playthrough where I no longer needed to pick up everything.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, look at all these cool little timed events that
Yeah,
happen. Look
yeah.
at that animation that happens over there. I didn't see any of them
Wow.
the first two times.
Yeah, that's funny. So I noticed, I knew that they were there first because I watched somebody on my Blue Sky feed who had like a supercut of him playing through a Silent Hill for the first time and getting spooked and things. And he was very like, uh-oh, gotta move over here very slowly, gotta go over there, there's something spooky. And then a thing would fall and he'd be like, wah. And so like it was working correctly on him.
Yeah, but you and I are like, oh, this is how I get goodies.
Yeah.
I guess I'll
Where's
just-
my treats?
as soon as we get to a new area, yeah, we just start sniffing around for the
Yeah,
trees.
it's like I don't care about this. I don't care about this monster. Let me kill this monster, and then I'm gonna find these little treats that I'm gonna go put in the shrine, and then I'm gonna get a Mamori so that I can protect myself more. I'm gonna spend my credits. It just
Are you also going for just draw on those things?
every time, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
I don't use that
I was
stuff
told
on nothing else.
recent insert credit guest Lucy James that was a crazy way to play, but it is not. It is
really?
It is. Yeah, of
I
course
can't
not.
imagine
Come on.
playing another way.
Right. Like, oh, what, I'm going to upgrade my health or whatever? No. Like, I want the game to give me goodies that make the game weirder.
Yeah, give me presents.
Yeah.
Well, for our YouTube viewers, I want to say I apologize for using all the same Silent Hill footage as I did last week. So I'm not going to download new footage, though. That's insane.
No. But anyway, I'm also enjoying it. I have the same criticisms that Brandon does, but I don't. And my experience, incidentally, is like half of 1 and all of 2 and the demo of 4, and that's it. So for me, like, I just kind of settled into the belief that Silent Hill 2 is the real one, you know? And I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just
I think most people who enjoy that game would agree.
Yeah. And so for me, this acts as a really fun, like, hey, what if we made another one of those? And it's not trying to be Silent Hill 2. To me, Silent Hill 2 is the first game, and this is the second one. You know what I mean? And so it works really well in that way, in that it is not trying to be scary in the same ways, but it is trying to be cerebral in a lot of the interesting ways that 2 was. And to me, this isn't a scary game; it's a psychological game, and it's a game that's
what I'm waiting for. I'm only an hour and a half in, so like,
yeah, what like the narrative stuff and the way it's played with is extremely interesting, and like
because they got that famous writer, so
yeah, and it makes me wonder about their visual novels and stuff like that. Because to me, what's very interesting about this game is like whenever I think I've got a grip on what's going on, like something, I find a note that just totally changes everything and recontextualizes it over and over, and it's very purposeful, and it's just really good at that. It's like, to me, this is like, you know, one of those games where I point out and say that's literature, whatever that means.
Yeah. I think one thing that's very successful about it, even though it could also sound like it's not successful, the way I say it, depending on how I say it, is that this could totally not be a Silent Hill game and still successful. Whereas I feel like a lot of the last Silent Hill games after 4, they succeeded.
Really trading on the idea.
They were trading on the name. They were
Hill.
trading on being Silent Hill. And this game doesn't need to be Silent Hill, but the fact that it is Silent Hill is neat, if that makes sense.
Have you unlocked her Pyramid Head mode yet, where she becomes Pyramid Head, or I assume that's got to be in there.
I'm still waiting on that.
Okay.
Well, I died a lot on the third transformation of Pyramid Head. It's really hard.
Yeah.
Oh, so he is in this game.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
we're joking. Don't laugh, but we're joking.
You gotta use the throws and parries.
I think
there are parries though. Hang on.
That's another thing. It's good that it's not like, and here's Pyramid Head. You know, like
that's fair.
It's trying to be its own thing while also trying to be a video
just put
game
some fog in
be
there. I have a game like 80% made. Throw some fog in. We'll call it Silent Hill. It'll be great.
Well, and I believe prior to this game, Silent Hill was just a place as opposed to a state of mind. Does that seem right? So this is not the place.
I would say it was kind of a little of both, but yeah, it was more a place for sure. Yeah.
Well, this show hosts itself. That was a whole topic. I didn't even have to introduce.
That was like 3 topics.
What do you think about Silent Hilf?
Let's talk about Silent Hilf.
Glad to.
Well, going through Alex Jaffe's notes here, I assume he's stuck in Silent Hill. Given that he does not have internet, so
he's in there. I hope he gets the pink bunny outfit.
Yeah, he's gonna unlock the UFO ending. It'll
Wait, real quick, the bunny outfit. So I pre-ordered the game the day before, right? And and I started it, and it gave me, pre-order stuff like the bunny outfit, which it wasn't supposed to.
Yeah,
and
I don't have the bunny outfit.
They patched it out yesterday. They patched my outfit away from me.
Wow.
Oh, that sucks.
I was wearing the bunny outfit. And,
are you getting your legal team together?
Yes.
It's rude.
Yeah.
It's rude. It's rude.
I'm using all of the foundation's resources and our legal representation to go after Konami and get my bunny suit back.
Yeah.
I'd pay for it at this point, but they don't let you.
No, that you can pay for it if you buy the deluxe upgrade.
I
the deluxe
thought it was
edition.
Like deluxe pre-order, but okay,
no. So the pre-order gets you the white outfit.
Okay, which I do have.
Which you do have, and then the deluxe upgrade, which costs $15 ding dang dollars, gets you the Pink Bunny outfit and the soundtrack and the art book.
Okay.
So EA got bought. That's
true.
not good, right?
No. So I
Okay.
actually got an email in my inbox like within an hour of it happening from the BBC being
Asking
like,
if you wanted to buy it.
will you comment on this? And then I did not do it because I was like, I don't know enough about big brain business to give you the real the real deal on this. But I will tell you, the listeners of this show, what I think, which is it's bad news.
Doesn't seem good.
No, because they're getting bought. And then they have like 20 million in junk bonds.
Billion with
Billion.
an E.
Jesus Lord.
Yeah.
Which then the EA is responsible for paying back, which basically means they're going to be on their back foot for the rest of as long as they exist.
Yeah,
after this.
I mean, my take on it is, they just got Toys R Us. This is it.
Yes,
It's
this is that
essentially.
exact playbook.
Yeah.
They're going to
You
sell
buy a
off.
company, load the company up with debt from buying the company, and then sell it for scrap.
And like 12 people are going to make a lot of money.
Yeah, 12 people are going to get so rich.
Like 1,000 people are going to be out of work forever.
It really sucks.
Multiple thousands. Like EA employs a lot of people.
Yeah, and like all the contractors that work with them regularly, and just we complain about EA to some extent, and they're making the same kind of thing over and over and all that stuff. But they are like a leg of the table of the Western game industry, and getting rid of them is not good. It is not good. Like, if nothing else, it's a training ground for people to work in AAA. Like, without EA in AAA, I don't know what happens really over here. In some respects, it's just really, it's bad news.
Well, one thing they've mentioned as being one of the ways that they're going to work off all that debt is by implementing a lot of AI.
Yeah,
is what they have
we'll see how well
put
that
out
goes.
there.
See how well that goes for them. I bet
That's not going to go well at all.
It's not going to go well.
It is not.
And I wonder how much of that is, the private investment fund of Saudi Arabia going, you should say the buzzword so our stock goes up. They're going to sell off everything, I think, but EA Sports, because I think that's the only thing that
Madden
really...
and Battlefield, probably.
Yeah, like impacts their bottom line significantly. And
then they're going to have nothing left, basically.
No, they're going to have fucking FC and Madden and hope those cash cows keep getting milked. But I don't even think that's not going to play out the way that they think is going to play out. Like, they print money with all the ridiculousness of their seasonal releases of like the football game and the other football game. But like, I don't think you can keep going back to that golden goose. I really don't. And it's definitely not going to be enough to service that debt. So in the next 5 years,
if you just cram these games full of AI, then it's not going to get a whole lot better. Not going to sell,
which is
super
severely overestimating consumer appetite for games made with AI. Like, we can talk all day or characterize the people that play like Madden and FC as like, people who don't want whatever. Like, we don't even have to do that. Like, normal normie game playing people don't want that shit. They just don't. And I don't think making FC with AI is going to turn the profit that they hope it will.
And thinking about Madden, like your average sports, like we were just talking about your husband here. The average sports liker cares about details. They care about accuracy. They care about statistics. And if you're using AI for any of that stuff, you're going to run afoul of them quite quickly.
Yeah, the thing that impresses both sports people and like just gamers in general is like very extremely polished attention to detail. Like, that's PlayStation's whole brand, is we're going to put out a extremely high budget, extremely polished thing. And there's just no way to do that with AI. Like, the Grand Theft Auto remakes had a ton of that stuff where people were like, this was clearly upscaled and it's terrible.
No, that's old AI. It's good now.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you say so,
put
Frank,
a lot more trillions of dollars into it. Don't worry.
And I'm worried about BioWare. I feel like the only solution for them at this point is getting bought by somebody else. And who's that going to be? It's going to be Microsoft or Sony, and you got to hope it's not Microsoft, basically.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not.
You gotta
buying
hope it's not
anymore.
either of them.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Microsoft is in a pretty bad position as well.
Yeah.
I don't. This is not a question on Jaffe's list. Do we think Xbox still exists in 5 years?
As a brand, sure.
Yeah.
But as a like box that you buy for $800 to play video games, I'm gonna say no, but I've been saying no since the Xbox One came out. So I have a, how long has it been history of being wrong? Like 10 years now?
Yeah.
It's not going to be a box. It's going to be $1,000 handheld.
I've been told there's a new box, but it could be $1,000 handheld. I don't think the ROG Ally or whatever it's called is the last Xbox. But
the Xbox ROG Ally is a different device than the Xbox ROG Ally X.
Ally X. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Carrying that forward.
Everything's an
Millennium.
Xbox.
That is an entirely separate department within Microsoft that probably doesn't even talk to like the people on the Xbox team. So that's just its
And
own
they
thing.
all
That's
suck
like
at their
Windows
job.
Phone or something. No, I think there will be one more box, but 5 years, yeah, there will be like the sort of dead end of this next box in 5 years. That's my prediction.
All right. Well, speaking of corporate changes, Nintendo has a new CEO. Doug Bowser is departing.
Mhm.
So Jaffe would like to know, what do you think the CEO of Nintendo of America does?
So
PR.
It used to be.
Yeah.
It
Show up to
definitely used to be.
keynotes.
And I think it made a lot of sense when it was Reggie, because he was a marketing guy,
yeah.
and so he was good at being a face and good at being involved in the marketing decisions, and that is one way to help steer a company.
Well, and they're steering specifically the American companies.
Yes,
So, he was in charge of selling to Americans, which is still a thing that I don't think Japan is better equipped at than us. Yeah.
No. That's traditionally been the split is like even with Sega in the Genesis days, you had the Genesis being sold
As the Genesis. Yeah.
and sold at tiny amounts as the Mega Drive in Japan. But what does any CEO do that's a CEO of a company that's of that size? Golf and take money? I don't know.
Get reports from people beneath them, I presume.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know that this is the panel to ask what a CEO does, because we're all
No,
like,
we all-
they die, I hope.
Well, we do have a video game company CEO here on the call.
Yeah, technically it's me.
Oh,
So I think that they will be doing things like trying to secure large deals. So going over to the chip manufacturer.
Sure.
Well, okay, not Nintendo of America. That'd be Nintendo.
Well, it's
of
Japan does the manufacturing
Yeah,
still, as
yeah.
far as I know. Yeah.
But like figuring out what PR company to work with.
No, I don't think that's the job of the CEO. I think
Roland,
it's the head
watch
of PR.
your case.
That's right.
The primary job is making sure Mother 3 doesn't get released, I think.
Correct.
Yeah.
No, I think it's just overall direction of the business in America and making sure they're hitting the numbers that Japan expects them to. So they're in charge of all the other department heads, right? Like I would imagine structurally, I disagree with you that the CEO is picking the PR company. The CEO is getting recommendations from whoever is the head internally of PR.
I mean,
and signing off.
Signing off is what I mean by picking. Actually, I don't mean like they
got it.
Go do a bunch of research and choose. I mean like their information is filtering up to them and they're making yes or no decisions about it. I think.
Yeah.
Very ship captain.
But possibly could be like whether to buy Niantic or not.
Mm-hmm.
Back when that was a decision they might have made with Pokemon Go or something like that. That would be something that it would happen at the CEO level, I guess.
Oh, I think the CEO level also would sign off on like marketing budgets and stuff like that. Would ultimately make the call that like, yes, this is worth pushing this hard, right? I actually will say that I think a Nintendo CEO is probably more of a real job than most video game CEOs. I think that's a company that actually does operate within its means and doesn't operate in pretend land like every other company does.
It's true. And also the Nintendo of America CEO probably has a boss that is the Nintendo of Japan CEO.
Yeah.
Which is unusual.
All right. I think we've fully answered that one. So let's fully answer this one. which real-world, non-extinct animal is usually presented as the most powerful across video games?
Lion.
That was my first instinct as well.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Wolf is up there.
There
Mhm.
are strong... Wolf seems like it's a notch below lion in video
Yeah.
games to me,
Grizzly
but it
bear.
is.
I would agree.
It's on the list.
Oh, or gorillas,
Yeah.
Gorillas.
maybe. Yeah.
True. Donkey Kong.
Sharks.
I do think sharks
Sharks.
are pretty good. They're not extinct yet.
Not yet.
They're not in Red Dead Redemption 2.
Because you would think like T-Rex, right? But I think that's why that was left out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Well, Timothy Rex.
But is that an animal or dinosaurs animals? That's
Yes.
the real question.
I
Yeah, they're
assume so.
animals.
If I would call like a Komodo dragon an animal.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Also dragons, those are not real.
I was going to say dragons, but I remembered the not real part.
Real world non-extinct, unfortunately. But yes, dragons I think have a high place of prominence in video games.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I guess grizzly bears, okay, like on an average, sometimes bears are just like you hit them with your legendary axe 3 times and they're gone.
Mm.
So maybe that's not.
Nice.
Good. Yeah, Brandon knows that one. Yeah.
I do.
Might only be twice if you let the meter fill up 1st.
Mhm.
That's a
then
reference.
they
Is this
go-
the Golden Axe reference? I don't know.
Legendary axe.
Legendary
excuse
axe
me.
on the TurboGrafx.
Get your axes right, Ash.
Okay.
Get your
yeah,
axe
thanks.
together.
Stop
there you
it.
go.
No laughing. That one almost got me.
Like a lion or a tiger is usually treated.
I forgot about tigers.
More
Tigers
are
respectfully
cool.
than-
King of the jungle.
Yeah. Oh my.
I didn't play. What's the one? Tokyo Jungle? Is that it? Does
Yeah.
it have lions?
And it's Lion. Lion is the top in Tokyo Jungle.
Boom.
King
you
of the jungle.
answered.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got through that one quick as far as I'm concerned.
It's lions.
This one
Yeah.
should also be pretty quick. What is a real gamer?
Did Jaffe actually write that
No.
one down?
That is, Jaffe has DM'd me the list of questions, and the one right before we go to break. What is a real gamer? Real gamer is in quotes, I will say.
Boy, I don't know.
No, I reject the premise of this question and reject the idea of trying to answer it. No, it just
Sounds like a
it's too
fake
much.
gamer to me. I don't know what to
Yeah,
say about
exactly.
that.
Like there's
I
so many
think-
definitions of gamer. Ugh.
It's true.
Well, the question being in quotes, I think means that the spirit of the question is what do normals think a real gamer is, or what do people who identify as gamers think a real gamer is?
So, like,
right?
guys on CSI who are like, I had to do it. The game made me.
Yeah, that's a real gamer. Yeah.
Or like the
I-
character Sam Bankman-Fried who like takes interviews with Anna
Elon
Wintour
Musk,
playing,
real gamer.
yeah, like playing League of Legends or whatever while he's talking to like, CEOs of other companies and shit. Like that's a real game.
I think
Mhm.
there's a sort of like, well, I mean, there's a cultiness to it, right? And I think and what comes to mind for me is that thing that cults do where they think that like they're the downtrodden ones,
Yeah,
So
sure.
I think a
They're
real gamer is
oppressed.
like that, right? I'm oppressed because of my belief in video game. I think that I
Yeah.
think that is a defining feature of a quote unquote real gamer, and it is in quotes. It's not our beliefs.
They don't
going the
play
other
baby
way.
shit,
Okay.
so no Nintendo games.
Nope. No,
Doesn't
they
have
play
a
Nintendo
gun.
games.
They play Smash, and that's it.
I think they play Nintendo games.
That's pushing it. I don't.
No, they all have
A
they all
real
have Switches.
gamer?
Smash
No, they don't.
and Zelda. I think they probably
come
do
on.
play Zelda.
They play Zelda.
No, I don't.
Real
I
gamers
don't.
play Zelda.
No, they don't.
What about the 45-year-olds? Are they not?
No.
Like because they're all trying to get their kid to play
The
Mario.
45-year-olds
Yeah.
that play like Zelda, they're not the real gamers. I would call them normal gamers. They're normal. They're normal people.
Mm.
Like,
So
You
you,
know,
to
normie
you, it
gamers.
sounds like the Valorant players or the Counter-Strike
Yes,
players might
sweaty.
be the real gamers.
sweaty is
Sweaty.
another. Yeah,
Sweaty is
just
an
sweaty.
important part of being a gamer, is what you're
Okay.
saying.
Yeah.
Sweaty, oppressed. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What else?
I've been trying to
kind of
to
itchy. Like you see him, and it's like you feel kind of itchy. Yeah.
I've been trying to push it the other way, and convince my mom that she's a gamer.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because she plays she plays games every day, unlike me. She plays Words with Friends, she plays Wordle, she plays that other one where all the words are in kind of like a honeycomb pattern and then you do something.
Spelling bee.
That's the one. Yeah, she plays those every day for a lot.
But
Let's
to me,
go
to
with
me
that
that-
then.
Well, I disagree with that though because
That's-
like
it wouldn't be in quotes. of course,
Yeah.
then
Well,
I agree with
but
Brandon.
yes, that's Jaffe's question. But at this point, I think it's more interesting to say, like, what is your personal definition of a gamer?
Yeah, maybe, but I want to disagree with this because, like, I think putting anything that you could theoretically call a video game in the same category is like putting anything with words in the same category as books. Like, I scrolled Reddit today. Am I a reader? You know, is that the same thing?
You're still reading, yeah.
That you would call me a reader if I don't read books?
I mean, I wouldn't call anybody a reader. That's
But
a
I
weird
wouldn't
thing
call
to say.
I wouldn't call Wordle and all those games. Those are games. So
Yeah.
ergo,
It's a strangeness of the word that gamer both means one who plays games, but is more often used as the word for like a game
subset.
enthusiast.
Yeah.
Of someone who is spent like audiophile or cinephile or something.
I feel
do
like-
we need gameophile?
Yeah. I
No.
feel like we're in
Not
in
that
better
one.
shape
Ludophile?
as an industry if my mom thinks she is a gamer or plays
Sure.
video games.
But is that even the same industry?
More or less.
Words with Friends is the same industry as.
I mean, Zach Gage
Yeah.
is making word games, has his own website for it, and he's like a core game maker, I would say.
There are guys who direct TV shows and sometimes movies. Are they the same industry?
yes. Come on,
Yeah,
Frank.
more or
Yes.
less.
Yeah.
Are they
think
the
too-
moving pictures industry? What?
I
those
feel
are
Film and
different-
TV, like Hollywood as an industry, is pretty much entirely of itself.
I'd say film and
those
TV
barriers
is really
are pretty
merged.
fluid.
Yeah, those
Okay.
are those are and the mechanics of what they do is often incredibly similar. It's just like narrative beats and where they're placed that change, and budgets. But sometimes not even that.
And they're usually owned by the same studios. So
That's
Fair.
true.
with that, I think we can all take a nice, enjoyable break. I'm not doing the squat-a-la. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay.
Fair.
People have been saying that Jaffe shouts too much, and I kind of agree.
He clips every time.
I
He sure
will not
does.
disagree.
He loves it though.
Love you, Jaffe. Miss you. Hope you're doing well in Silent Hill.
Good.
Welcome back to Insert Credit. It's time to go to the question hole. This is the segment on our program where we take questions from our patrons at patreon.com/insertcredit, where you, yes, you listening or watching on the YouTube, can subscribe at any level to submit questions to our horrifying and noxious hole that we answer. Just like this one from Grunton. We have protest songs and books and movies. Has there ever been a protest video game?
Yeah.
I'm not quite prepared to say this, to say which, but yeah.
Yeah,
I think 1,000 Times Resist is kind of one of those.
sure.
You got your
Mouth washing.
I don't know if that's a protest.
Yeah, I guess I could see that, but I could definitely also make the argument for as well.
Because I would say more like, what are they called? Red Lantern, that studio in Taiwan that put
I
some
remember.
stuff
I know
in
what
their
you're talking
game
about.
that was like Taiwan's a country, and then they got banned a bunch.
Not a particularly good example, but I remember in the immediate aftermath of like Jack Thompson being a thing, people making some like flash games that were like, hey, what if you were able to brutally murder Jack Thompson?
Yeah, I do recall that. Yeah, and there are always some political games that come up around
This
the
War of
time.
Mine, I think.
Mm.
What was the one that all the Gamergate 2.0 people are bitching about now, where it's we play as an immigrant? Which one is that? Do you know what I'm talking about? What's the name of that
Mm-mm.
game?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. Yeah. I don't know what they're talking about anymore.
That's good. But
Yes.
there was a
It's
yeah, that's good.
peaceful.
Protest is. I'm getting hung up on the word protest because protest
Same.
means you're fighting against something. But I know that there are a lot of games that like hit at specific political topics. Spec Ops: The
Yeah.
Line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
What
feel
else?
like these things are more commentary or
Mhm.
or like a reaction or something. But well, not reaction, because I feel like a protest is made in not antipathy. What's the word? To push against a specific piece of legislation or a specific thing that is happening in.
Well, there's a specific ask in
Politics.
theory from a
Yeah.
protest,
Mhm.
right? Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think that's always true. I think a lot of times people go to protests and they're just like, we're angry. But, I think in theory, a protest is pushing for an ask, right?
This is also
it's
probably
trying to affect a particular outcome.
Yeah.
Also probably doesn't necessarily fit the brief, but it's something that I can think of in the aftermath of, how do you pronounce the Disco Elysium development? ZA
Zaum. I've always just said Zaum.
I always said Zaum as well, but I
Yeah.
have no idea. I've never.
Yeah, so that broke apart, and you've got like 6 different studios that came out of that, and they're all making their same like Disco Elysium follow-ups. I don't necessarily know if that's protest, but like, they're clearly having conversations with each other. They're not nice conversations, but yeah, that's what I think of when you say protest.
I think in a way, itch bundles that are propping up a specific marginalized group could be seen as protest collections or collectives, but they're not in themselves games. So, yeah.
But I have to imagine there are a lot of protest games on itch that just don't come across, my feed.
Yeah, I feel like we're missing a lot of big things, big obvious things right now.
Well, I keep going back to like protest games being like Flash games made in 2005 or something, like
because they don't make sense commercially.
Yeah,
typically
you're not going to release a AAA game that's saying the United States is a piece of shit. I mean, not directly, at least.
Yeah.
I think like I'm thinking of animations and stuff or just like things that one guy made and uploaded as an app or something.
Yeah, there was more of a space for free games and quick games and things like that when we had more of a blogosphere and slightly more of a monoculture than we do now. It's interesting and curious. I have a whole thing I want to write about this in the coming weeks. We'll see if I actually get to it. But I've been thinking about a lot lately about how I'm not sure that prestige indie games survive without a strong and influential game press, because they just can't find the champions. My sort of postulate is that when game press were large and influential, they still had to make numbers for various reasons, but they could also within a month they had to make numbers in a month, and in a month there's kind of wiggle room in there, and you can champion something and bring light to something that's less popular and make it more popular. Whereas now, since every individual thing has to be monetized, like videos or whatnot, every individual video has to be popular, which means that it makes more sense to latch onto something that's already popular and then associate that popularity with yourself, rather than to be popular through other means or notable through other means, which in the case of journalism was like big name press outlet, and then shine light on something smaller. It's just it's not really done or doable in that way financially because of how things have been kind of scraped out. And I think that's troublesome because like Despelote, I got all these people telling me that it was going to be big and huge because they played it during the IGF judging, and they were like, this game's going to be big. But that was all like vintage gaming literati who at one time would have had influence, but now do not. And then Consume Me, which won the Seamus McNally Grand Prize and a whole bunch of other prizes at the IGF, is just not particularly selling and not particularly getting discussed by the larger media, whereas something like that, which deals with...
We know the reason for that, though, right?
Subjects. Well, there's not only one. But I can pretty definitively tell you the big fucking reason why, right? I mean, I guess if it needs because
to be
of
said,
the subject matter.
No, not even that. Because everybody at these websites are fighting the dual fights of Silk Song and Hades 2 right now.
Yeah. And
Silent Hill F and Ghost of Yote and.
But there was more space to discuss other things in the past because you didn't need to make a 400-hour guide on Borderlands 4.
Right.
That too.
in the past. And
to Brandon's point, like that influence has kind of been ceded to streamers who do occasionally pick up an indie that can break through, but that's like not
It's
remotely
random.
the same thing as
Yeah,
journalism. Yes, it's random. It relies on them having interest in strange indie projects and things like that, or paying attention to IGF winners, which it doesn't seem like many of them do.
Yeah, it's so I put out a survey thing, and it's still ongoing right now to see if streamers follow or YouTubers, anyone who creates original content about games with video, whether they use traditional game publications as a source for what kinds of games to cover. Which
I would be curious to hear the results of that.
Yeah, as of now, I'm still going to leave it up for another couple days. With 152 responses, the answer is 78.9% no, we do not use traditional game publications as a source for what kinds of games to cover.
Great.
Which is interesting. So, it's very complicated. It's a big, complicated subject. I'm going to write a big thing on it, hopefully. I'm trying to, and then I'll put it on the old insert credit. But I've been getting a lot of really interesting responses because I put an anything else you want to say section, and something that really surprised me. Sorry, we're kind of getting off topic here, but I find it interesting.
Whatever, substitute teachers here. Who cares?
Yeah. So we folks in the press, and I follow a lot of traditional quote traditional games media, who would get upset when folks on YouTube would basically regurgitate the articles that they'd written as a video, like take all their written research and turn it into a video. And I have here a comment from a creator who is complaining about press using LLMs to scour for anything that could be turned into auto-generated news based on a creator's content. And I'm like, oh man, so, we've got a situation here where some sort of dual parasite has entered to where both feel that they're being stolen from by the other. So that ultimately tells me that capital is stealing from everybody. It's
crazy
an
how that works.
Interesting scenario. So yeah, there's a lot to this.
Well, thank you for that question, Grunton. I hope we answered it. I think it's a good opportunity to just jump right to the lightning round, which Jaffe, for some reason, has listed as super lightning round.
Whoa.
So, yeah.
SLR.
No.
I see here that the Sony PlayStation is celebrating its 30th anniversary. Give me 30 hot takes about Sony, the PlayStation console line, or the games in its library. In lieu of a hot take, you may also give me a fact, but it has to be something I don't already know.
We have to do 30 of these?
30.
10 each.
Rapid fire. You have 5 minutes.
You don't have to listen to Jaffe. Jaffe's not here.
That's true.
Yeah.
I also don't have to listen to Frank, even though Frank is here.
That's true.
That's called freedom, baby.
So I gotta figure out a bunch of trivia
or hot
or
takes.
just 30 opinions on Sony.
Yeah.
Sony and Sony material.
The PS1 aesthetic is done. Move on.
Thank you.
Oh my.
We're at 1.
The PlayStation didn't actually kill the Saturn. It was our fault. It was our fault. We let the Saturn die.
When you say our, do you mean America, or what do you mean when you say our?
I mean
you and me personally.
Real gamers.
Real gamers.
Yeah.
I mean real
Got
gamers. Real gamers. Let it fail.
Sony, I'm sick of sad dads.
That's 3.
Sad dads parenting children. No, fuck that. Let's do something different.
No more SDs.
That prestige gamer bait shit that you do, no, dead that shit. It's over. We're tired. Do something different.
Frank, give me a hot take.
Rear touch was amazing.
Perfect. 4. Brandon, go.
The PS1 aesthetic has several more years left in it. It's not over.
That's 5. Ash, go.
The PS1 aesthetic, specifically the opening screen, like the startup screen, that's never going to die. You're never going to get rid of that shit. That shit is catnip.
It's a good startup screen. That's 6. Frank,
go.
It
still gives me a nostalgic, weird feeling.
Yeah.
PS1 graphics look like trash, but if you play them with terrible old composite yellow cables on a CRT, they actually look correct.
That's 7.
All right.
The PS2 is the greatest console ever made.
That's 8. That's a hot take.
PlayStation 1 2D games are very interesting. to me.
I think that's 10.
It's not that hot of a take, but I think they're interestingly composed because it's generally like sprites mapped to a polygon, and so it has kind of like a different vibe and feeling. So like, okay, I'll save the next one for. I have another thing to say about that.
Let's keep going.
The PlayStation 3 is the most dog shit console ever made.
Oh,
wow.
I think that's 11.
I've literally never played a PSP to my knowledge, and that's the correct way to live.
That's 12.
Okay, well, I'm going to save my other one for later because PSP is maybe the best handheld ever made. There we
13. Lucky 13.
Yeah.
Whoever decided that the PlayStation should switch over to its Spider-Man font, you need to. I hope they got a really nice raise from that. I don't know if that was a hot 14. Take, but
yeah.
Well, I'll take it.
In the sort of like historian community, this is a hot take. The first PlayStation is abbreviated to PSX.
Right.
Okay.
Except
15.
that the PSX, then they put out a PSX console. That's the
yeah,
problem.
I know.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's why it's a hot take. They're all
halfway
PSX.
there. This is not a very hot take, but the actual PSX is very confusing to everyone. Do y'all know what that is?
That one.
You know what the PSX is?
It's a PlayStation with a
the PSX is like a PS2 with
a DVR, like
with
it recorded
DVR or
TV.
something weird.
what's the one with the TV?
That's something else.
Yeah, that's an attachment for the PlayStation 1. I remember seeing this thing.
Yeah, PSX is just, it's weird.
All right, I'll take that. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, remember the PSX is take number 16.
Remember the PSX? It's weird.
PlayStation brand has almost no mascots that will exist in 10 years.
17.
I think that the PlayStation 1 did the best job of 2.5D action games. So
18.
where you can see the difference between what's in the foreground and what's in the background and all that kind of stuff. I think it actually peaked there, and everyone has struggled as fidelity improved.
Okay, wait, I got one.
Okay. No, okay, you go first. I want to.
90% of the PlayStation 1 library is someone made a prototype and put a title screen on it.
Damn.
19.
Are you talking about the PlayStation or the Amiga?
The PlayStation, well, both.
Blasted.
But, yeah,
Blasted.
The PlayStation family is the most black-coated console out, second only to the Sega Genesis.
Okay.
All right, fair enough. We're at 20. I was going to say, Sonic.
Hey.
Poor Sega Genesis.
now I'm really interested in exploring this. Why couldn't Sega have held on to black coding? What happened? What happened in the Saturn?
God.
That's why the Saturn failed. That's my hot take.
That is why
the Saturn failed because it wasn't
Because it was
black-coded.
white? Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, not PlayStation related, so I cannot count it. We're still at 20.
The PlayStation won because the Saturn wasn't black coded.
The PlayStation 1 because it was blacker than the Saturn, is what
Yes.
you're saying.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, we'll
We
take
have
that.
gone
21.
Way off the rails.
It's going by your rules here.
Shit. Okay, now we need more shit. PlayStation 5 too big.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take it. 22.
PlayStation 5 is like per capita, as in like in terms of adoption rate, the ugliest console ever made in its class.
Oh, okay. That's
I see
a
that.
decently hot
I think
take.
there
I'll
might
take
be
that as
there might be
23.
uglier ones that are like obscure, but like in terms of like mainstream, it is the ugliest.
Consoles that have sold over 100,000 units.
This is
Yeah, the
I'll go
PlayStation
million.
3 is the ugliest console in the
No,
PlayStation
but
family.
Disagree.
Yeah.
That's
I
symmetrical.
disagree as well. That piano black gloss was very nice.
No, it's not.
A new
It's, ew,
PS3
no.
is
also
beautiful.
the
It shows up
PS3
all of your
Slim with
fingerprints?
the slidey. I think that one was
That's why you don't touch it. You get
There's no-
your manservant to touch it for you.
The PS1 has the best form factor of any of PS5 or PS console family.
24.
Yeah.
No, I
There
don't
we
know
go.
if this will totally count, but PS3 graphics are the highest level that graphics ever needed to reach.
25.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
I agree as well.
Yeah.
But I would say it's a hot take.
We don't need no more.
5 more, Liam. Let's make them juicy. Give me something controversial the forum's going to scream at you guys about.
Oh, okay. sequential numbering is
I
very
was gonna say,
stupid, and
yeah.
they should call it something else.
Yeah,
What would
like
you call
you've
it?
run
I
the
gotta
course
interject
out
here.
that.
That's number 26.
PlayStation
but-
Series X.
Oh,
PlayStation,
no.
Perfect.
PlayStation
perfect.
1. Yeah.
PlayStation Switch 2.
Oh, so
That's right.
I'm sorry. I have to interject. My husband is out taking the dog for a walk. He is no longer currently watching the game. The Detroit Tigers are up 6-1 in the top of the 7th. He's gonna come back and he's gonna fucking lose it. Sorry, continue.
Oh, right. The Tigers are who are playing against.
Those
your
are the
husband's
bad
team.
guys.
Oh, hey, come on now.
No, I know who the Tigers are. I'm just saying.
I know. I was saying to Frank, I don't think
Okay.
they're bad guys.
Well, in
the world of
Ash's
that house.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They're
Yes.
the bad guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the,
They're the villain of the piece. Yes.
I was about to
26
say.
hot takes. I need 4 more.
PlayStation
MLB
is the villain
is
of
a
the piece.
bad. Yeah.
PlayStation is the villain. Is that okay?
Yes.
I'll take that. You're up to 27.
I don't.
I want
I
one
don't
more
really,
from each of
I don't
you.
really believe that one though.
Sony's gonna choke on Bungie.
Ooh,
Boom.
okay, 28.
There's a
Like
juicy
chicken
one.
bone.
Okay. The PlayStation division hasn't been a real business since PS2, and it's coasted on the rest of Sony.
I think that's probably reasonable.
I don't
Brandon,
know.
you got the last one.
That's a hot
Actually-
take. It doesn't have to be real.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would prefer if you guys at least were able to stand by them, but yes. I'll take
thought
that.
Do you think
said-
I'm standing by sequential numbers are stupid?
I think it's a reasonable point to make.
No, I actually thought that that the PlayStation division was carrying Sony for quite a while. They're most,
I don't know how any business works. I think it's all make believe.
That's fair.
Brandon, give me
I mean-
something that's really going to stir up the forums here.
Oh my god. I don't know if the forums will care about this, but the decision to swap X and Circle in Japan to match America was correct.
I
X-
think so.
X
We'll
should
call
be
that
confirmed.
30.
Circle should be back.
I'll
I
give you
agree.
31. It's X, not cross. You suck shit, Japan.
Mhm.
Happy anniversary, PlayStation. I hope these opinions have made you upset. I think I am going to give the win to Ash this week because
Yay.
she
Survived.
needs it medically. Yeah.
Yes.
You survived all of it despite us being hilarious.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
There were a couple of moments where it was legitimately like, ooh, yeah, that one hurt.
I don't know what current credit totals are, but I also was dragged into this last minute. So I'm just going to give everybody. How many credits does everybody want?
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Just feel ask.
Teacher's out, so anything goes.
I only want what
I'd
I
like-
earned.
I have
like-
all this candy in my desk.
I'd like 3 additional credits.
You have three additional credits bestowed to Frank Cifaldi.
Boom.
I'm
I
not going
don't
to be
want.
greedy.
I don't think I want any more because I think
Okay.
I have
Brandon
4.
loses 2 credits.
Oh no.
I'm kidding. No, you have
Oh no.
you have as many credits as you had when I started
Nice.
the show. Ash, any credits? Got a
I
big
will
jar
take
of
the
them
one that
here.
I've won today.
All right,
Very good.
perfect. So Frank gets 3 credits, Ash gets 1, and Brandon forgoes his
Sounds fair
optional
to me.
bonus credit.
Yeah.
Does anybody have anything that they would like to recommend this week?
Silent Hilf. No.
Yeah.
I got.
I
I got
think
a
we
couple.
both are recommending that sort of. Yeah.
Chilf.
Yeah. Shilf.
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 Oh, that's like that better, yeah.
SHILF.
I saw Al, creative director of Silent Hilf, at TGS, and I was talking to him, and I was like, "Do you ever call it Silent Hilf?" But he couldn't hear me say Hilf because I had a mask on.
So he just, do you ever call it Silent Hill?
Silent
I think
Hill?
he was pretty
Like, well,
confused by what
He's
I
like,
was talking
yeah,
about.
sometimes I call it Silent Hill.
Yeah. Where else
Do we
am I
know what
gonna
the F
go?
stand for?
Friendship.
What does that?
That
was another one.
That's a
Heard.
really good question. No, I don't.
It's Frank, because this is the one Frank has played
Cifaldi,
through
yeah.
3 times
That's
so
true.
far.
Yeah.
Silent Hill, Frank
Silent
Cifaldi.
Hill Frank.
I'm gonna do all 5 endings because I'm gonna go for the
Oh, the F is for 5 for the 5 ending.
yeah
Oh.
five
Yeah.
five
Makes
five finger
sense.
Frankie. Yeah.
It stands for FNAF. Silent Hill
It stands
FNAF.
for dual screen.
Okay, I got some recommendations. One is
Oh.
if you can financially support one more thing for you, give some money to Kimimi, the game eating she monster, on
I'll second
Ko-fi,
that.
because she's said that she's reaching a point where she needs to actually make money from doing this or stop doing it. And her stuff is really good. She talks about the most obscure nonsense. You're never going to find true subjective but informed opinions about most of the stuff that she's talking about in English anywhere else. So give her a little money if you got it. She's really cool. Look her up. Game Eating Kimimi, the game eating she master. I keep struggling to say the whole
It's
thing.
in the show notes.
But look her up on
Sounds rad.
the Ko-fi.
Oh yeah, she rules.
Another one is if you're in the Bay Area, it's very specific. But if you're in the Bay Area, there's a new media org called Coyote or Coyote. CoyoteMedia.org. They're doing interesting long form stuff about the Bay Area, like where did the dandelions statues in front of Fairyland go? And then it winds up like on a deep, interesting rabbit hole.
What a good story!
It's a good story.
I read
so
that
topical,
and I'm like, God,
broadly appealing.
it's like, I don't know if you had the same thing, Brandon, but I read that and I'm like, God, this is reminding me that if this was a job, I'd just still do this forever.
100%.
Like,
That's exactly.
I would love to just be doing this.
That's exactly what I was thinking, because like Ash, I think even if you're not it's a story that's interesting even if you're not from here, because it starts off with like, look at this interesting structure that used to be in front of this weird children's amusement park. Now it's gone. Where did it go? And then it goes through this journey of this weird kind of over-the-top sculptor who wound up selling an avocado pie for a recipe for a while. And then they had their James Beard winning co-editor try to reconstruct the pie because the original recipe's been lost. It's just like it goes a bunch of places and is satisfying all the way through, and it's just like got a bunch of interesting characters in it. It's the kind of like experiential journalism that there used to be a bunch of in magazines. And
I was going to say, it sounds like This American Life or something.
Yeah, and
To be fair,
absolutely, yes,
I would do
yes.
this too. I would do this too.
Yeah, it would. So like, it appeals to the journalists in all of us. So
I would throw it all away if that was a job.
Absolutely. Let's get back
You
to
recommend bringing back journalism.
Yeah, that's my recommendation.
Yeah, that's
Let's do
a
more of
good ass
that.
recommendation. Shit.
God, it's in my blood. It just won't get out of my blood. Damn
I know,
it.
totally. That's what, I was talking about how I'm trying to write this long article. It's like, what am I doing this for? Why am I doing this? Anyway, another recommendation. If you, like me, have been waiting the entirety of your life for the movie Blood of Heroes / Salute of the Jugger to come out on a proper format, and then it did.
And I know you have.
And I have, and I loved it. I loved watching that movie. I was also waiting for the commentary on that movie with the director. My recommendation is, if you, like me, loved that movie and were waiting forever to watch that commentary, do not watch it. I stopped it. It's the worst commentary I've ever
Oh no.
heard. It's one of those. So like, I'm 90% he had never listened to a director's commentary before doing this. It's literally him and one of the actresses watching the movie. They're watching it, and they're like, "There's Rutger Hauer," and then she's like, "Mm-hmm."
Oh no.
You ever seen this thing? It's pretty
and
cool,
then it's
right?
like a minute of silence. And then I stopped it when he was like, "Now Rutger Hauer told me he didn't like this scene very much, and he wanted it out of the movie." And I was like, "Okay, now
at this point you're leaning in."
yeah, I'm like, now
yes.
we're getting to something."
Yeah.
And then the actress is like, "But was this in the American cut? I don't think it was." And he's like, "What, really? Are we watching?" She's like, "I think this is the Australian version." He's like, "I don't know. It's in every version that I knew of." And this was a scene that was cut from the American version. And I was like, let's talk about this. One of the biggest scenes that's not in the, and he had no idea. It's just like, so I was like, no, please.
I like how you're doing a voice for a guy whose voice we will never listen to.
Yeah.
I think everyone's going to pick this up based on Brandon's recommendation.
Everyone's going to pick it up. It's a good movie. You should watch the movie, but don't watch the commentary. My last thing is check out the versus screen music from Makeru na Makendo 2.
Yeah. You can check it out on Brandon's Blue Sky, in fact.
It's so
perfect
good.
way to do that.
It's like, so the Super Nintendo has a samples-based library for music, and they just went hog wild on this, using samples from the game to create something ridiculous. If you want to hear the word "su" a whole bunch of times in a row.
And I know you do.
And I know you do. Let's just put it on the end of the show. Just I don't know if anyone's monetizing that.
We're gonna get a copyright strike.
Yeah.
That's okay. It's good. It's a good thing. The end. That's what I have. That's all my recommendations.
It's a good reminder that the Super Nintendo doesn't generate sound tones. It just plays back samples, but like the smallest samples ever made.
Right.
I think you get like
ones.
32 kilobytes of samples in RAM at a time, and you have to make music out of that. And it really makes you appreciate how lush something like Donkey Kong Country is, because it's like you've got like 5 crappy samples in there and you made a whole song out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I went and I listened to it, and it's very groovy, and I laughed and it hurt.
Yeah.
And I think a good way to know what the Super Nintendo soundtrack does by like default, if you don't mess with it, is the Wolverine soundtrack. Because that's just like, I have 5 sounds, so I'm going to just play them.
Yeah.
My recommendation is log off. My other recommendation is people with uteruses, get that shit checked out. Just do that. Important. It's scary, but do it because it could probably make your life better or save it. So get that shit checked out. Especially my Black brothers and sisters. Like we have problems with our uteruses more often than most. So get that shit checked out.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of stuff that I've interacted with in the last week, and I think all of it's been covered more or less. Like Silent Hill F and Coyote is a great publication that I've been reading, and that's about it. Brandon and I are in sync this week.
This is weird.
Hanging out spiritually.
Something's in the air in Oakland over here.
Oh, it's
You guys
probably
synced up.
that
It's so
red
cute.
fog that's outside that we're breathing in.
Your guys' uteruses.
They're
You should
synced
get them
up.
That's
checked.
right. That's right. Finally, the moon got
Yeah.
us.
Pain.
She got us.
Pain. Not funny.
I want to recommend a thread in the forums that Anna launched of like old pre-iPhone mobile games.
Oh, yeah.
that,
J2ME and Brew Games.
yes, there's a Sonic golf game that I wasn't aware of that is like
It looks really good.
It's Angry Birds years before Angry Birds existed, and it's like in Sonic the Hedgehog levels. It's very weird.
Yeah, and it's funny because she had the same journey as me, where I saw the title screen Sonic Golf in her thread, and I was like, Sonic's going to be a ball. But no,
Yeah.
Sonic has a golf club, and he's hitting golf balls in his levels and just trying to make hole-in-ones and whatnot.
It's making me want to get back into like one of the stupidest things I ever did, which is I realized that some mobile devices had the exact screen resolution as the Sega Genesis. It was like 320 by 240. And I through all the stupid hardware I have, started piping them to my CRT and playing them like they were console games. I played through the only video game adaptation of The Dark Knight, the Christopher Nolan movie, was
Nice.
the mobile game with pixel art that is 240p and the exact resolution you want. I played there's a 2D Crash Bandicoot with like really great pixel art that was in Java. Maybe it's in this thread. There's just weird stuff like 2D Assassin's Creed games that are arguably pixel art, but definitely 240p.
I'm scrolling through the thread now. I really recommend checking out Sonic Cricket, which is
I just got to that, and my eyes just
pretty
went like,
cool.
"Oh
Yeah, so
my god, this
to look for the thread,
rips."
just search for J2ME and you'll
J2ME.
find
it's
it.
in the
Oh,
show
sure.
notes.
Okay.
It's
And-
in the show notes.
But
And then the
also-
other thing I'm just remembering, sorry, that I was reminded of is very early in my career when I was at Gama Sutra, I interviewed someone at, I think this might even be pre-Namco Bandai, it was just Namco, about their mobile stuff.
Namco Home Tech.
Yeah, back when mobile was still like weird, right?
Yeah.
And I remember like he said something like, you know, we'd never put Pac-Man in a game that didn't make sense. It'd all be like Pac-Man. And I quoted him, and then like I broke up the next paragraph with just a screenshot of Pac-Man bowling, and then just went back to the interview.
Yeah.
That doesn't make
that was
sense
a
to
lie.
you. What-
Man, we used to do that kind of stuff all the time.
No
That was-
comment. You know what I
that was-
mean? Like
that
I
was-
just
oh,
like
yeah,
just a
yeah,
little,
yeah.
just
Yep.
a little screenshot right in there and
Throwing
play it
shade is what we
innocently. Like
say
I don't know, this
is-
is one of their assets, man. I don't know.
This isn't only slightly related, but it reminds me of when Chris Remo, when he used to work at Gamasutra, there was a thing about how the iPad was huge. And like, was it? So when Steve Jobs announced it, he held it up next to his head, and we're like, that thing's really big. And there were questions online of like, was it the angle of the photograph, or was it actually as big as it looked? And then, but Chris Remo across the week slightly enlarged the photo of our story about that. Every week he made it a little larger and didn't tell anybody.
I remember this happening with the photo of Bobby Kotick as well.
Yes.
It just zoomed in more and more on Bobby Kotick.
Bobby Kotick was getting rotated. He was getting rotated to look more evil. And Jaffe, not Jaffe, Chris Remo, he didn't tell anybody, and we just started to notice. Like after the
that seems really big.
It's really bigger than I remember it. Those good times. But Frank, also, you should check out this thread because
I'm looking, and they are putting out to CRT. Yeah,
absolutely.
But she put it in CRT and Tate mode so that it fits the resolution of the
I see that.
It's very good
of that phone, right? But I almost want to get like a 320 240 one. I took it to the next level, and you remember I was really into like analog photography of pixel art, and I actually at the time had the video printer hooked up, so I printed out like analog screenshots of like the
J2ME games.
There is so a couple other weird ones, just in case anyone wants to take this and put it in the thread. There is a 2D Sonic Unleashed that looks like a 2D Sonic game. It's like pixel art werehog.
That's awesome.
Another one that I recommended, though the game is not particularly good, is Castlevania Order of Shadows, which is an original Castlevania game featuring music by our very own Vincent Diamante.
That's right.
Nice.
It's a good soundtrack.
Music. Yeah, and Gameloft's Soul of Darkness is an actually fun Castlevania. They made it good enough that they brought it to DSi, and I just played it, and I was like, these graphics are a little fuzzy, and that was all that I perceived as being weird about it. It just felt like a good game I could play on my DS.
I just remembered it. This isn't the one I was trying to remember, but there is a really pretty good 2D pixel remake overhead of BioShock.
I remember this existing.
So weird. God,
what a time.
What I would love to have, I don't know, are there
there's a Watchmen
FPGA,
brawler with like
are there
really
FPGA
good
systems that can
too.
just like run J2ME stuff? And
but I actually think it would be, to the right person, it would be trivial to consoleize like a $2 old phone.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make this happen because I'm too interested in it. I'm too interested. Too interested.
I want to do this. I want to play Sonic Cricket.
Play Sonic Cricket. There is an OC mobile game that I'm just delighted by because they also include a MIDI version of the OC theme, which I think is very funny every time I hear it. We're way over time. Sorry, Jeff.
Yeah, but we're talking about J2ME games.
Hill.
I didn't know about this thread, and you got me going because there was like a good 2 weeks where that's just what I was doing.
Well, let's turn that into bonus content that people can hear at patreon.com/insertcreditshow or patreon.com/insertcredit. You can find this show on YouTube at youtube.com/insertcreditshow. Shout out to my YouTube viewers. I put in all the work just for you guys.
It really does.
That's literally true because there's no other reason for you to do that work. So yeah,
I do it because I love it, Frank. That's Frank is at the Video Game History Foundation. Go look up old things about video games. Ash is at The Verge. Go look up new things about video games. And Brandon is making a game called Demon School, which I hear is pretty good, and I enjoyed the demo for. That's going to be out when?
November 19th.
Perfect. Thank you.
I wasn't ready.
This show is. There's probably other stuff I have to say. I don't remember.
Put it on your Steam Deck. Go visit Mom for Thanksgiving, and
that's right.
And
ignore everybody.
Are you playing that Demon School? That's what your mom will say.
Yeah.
You still playing that Demon School?
This show's edited by me, Esper Quinn. Wahoo. And music by Kurt Feldman. I'm Esper Quinn.
I'm Frank Spaldi.
I'm Ash Parrish.
I'm Brandon Sheffield. I hope you didn't die, Ash.
And Ash Parrish's game has now been saved.
Oh no! Am I gone?
No.
Did
No,
I?
You're here.
Oh.
we
still
hear
here.
you.
No, he's talking about
Oh.
you laughing.
Yeah.
Talking about you laughing.
Oh, I
was
thought
talking
it was
about
like
if you
my
died
internet
because you laughed.
dropped.
No, sorry, you laughed multiple more times. So I was like, did you?
Oh yeah, I'm
Are you
pretty sore.
alive?
I'm gonna take a pill after this.
I'm sorry.